Okay, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Mr. Dan. Today, being that the weather for us is a little chilly, you guys are probably colder than we are. So I'm going to make a soup recipe today, and it's more geared for carnivore. Anybody can eat it. It's a knockoff of my grandmother's, what she called belly soup back in the day. I'll tell you about that as we're cooking it. But it's pretty simple. It only has a few ingredients. And at the time when she was making it, that was very cheap and very cost effective. So without further ado, let's get to it. And it's delicious. Okay, so I started doing the soup part already. Anyway, in here I've got the chicken broth, and some of it's in the box, as you can see back here, and I had some homemade, but I did some chicken broth, some chicken bone broth. Here I put like 2 cups of, maybe 2.5 cups of that in there. I put 1 full container of the chicken broth, and then I put 2.5 cups of the spicy broth, and then the rest is mine. I figure I got that's about 12 or 13 cups or so, which is good because I got made a lot of egg. Okay, Penny and I like the consistency of the egg drop, but we also like the regular eggs. So I made some eggs here. This is probably six or 7 scrambled eggs, and this is like 4 or 5 of beaten eggs we're going to use for the egg drop. And then here I cooked up 2 pounds of meat, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of Jimmy Dean sausage, and then I put 2 eggs and probably about a cup, not even a cup, of pork rinds. Mixed it all up, and then I round up my meatballs. So you can see, you guys can make your meatballs any way you want, but because it's carnivore, no bread, none of that, no flour. Anyway, they're ready. And then here I have just about a little more than half a stick of butter. My grandmother used to dump a whole stick. It doesn't really matter, but I figure with all the grease I got in the meatballs, plus I got the pork rinds, that's enough. So I'm going to put this, whatever's left here is going to go in. So let me get this going and we'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing I like to do with this, there's no real set sequence, but this is just about to the boil mark, I think. And what I want to do is, first I'm going to put the butter in there. Okay, yeah, it's getting nice and steamy. Okay, so then we're going to put some butter in there, like I said. Now, if you can imagine, when she made this, she could put like a whole pound or so of pasta in here, cook the pasta, and like it was, like, you know, whatever the instructions were to cook the pasta back then. And then she would make the pasta. Then they would dump out a little bit of the water, and then she would take and dump a whole stick of butter in there. Once the butter melts, then she would take the eggs, which we're going to kind of do, but we're not doing no pasta, see? We're trying to stick to the carnivore side. And this does actually taste pretty good. I mean, it really does taste good. But that's why I try to make this, because I said, well, I'm trying to give us a change of just eating all the meat. The meat's good, trust me. I don't have no problem eating all the meat. Penny and I both like it. We're doing good on it. So anyway, so I'm going to mix this up. Once this butter's melted, I'll be right back. Okay, I tested a little bit of the egg. And so you can see it's hot enough to make it float to the top, and here it is right here. See? So what I'm going to do is I like to give this a little swirl here. And while the water's still moving, for the juice, the liquid, is to just drop in a little bit of the egg and let that sit for a minute. Put the lid back on, keep the heat in there. And you'll see that'll start coagulating, as it were, and form the egg. But this here, because when you do it like this, it comes out like a little thin, little stringy. And Penny and I like the consistency of a scrambled egg in there too. So we just add that. Or you can just do scrambled eggs, or you can just do the egg drop, whatever you like. But I'm telling you, this is so simple, so easy, and it tastes so good. We liked it as kids. My grandmother put pasta in there. And every so often she would get like a quarter pound of ground chuck. That's what everybody used back then. Ground chuck. It was like 29 cents or something like that. It was crazy. No, that was like a pound. I don't know how much she paid for the quarter pound. I don't know. But anyway, she would just take that, and she wouldn't even fry it up. She'd just take it and throw it in the liquid, let the liquid cook it. And that was a treat. All right, let me stir this around again. This here is pretty easy. The reason I do it this way, I could dump the meatballs in there right now, but as you can see the egg, see, that's what you want to do right there. Get that egg, it's all through there. And then you drop some more in there. That's why they call this egg drop. I've done this with plenty of recipes, so it comes out good. Yeah, so anyway, that's why I'm calling this carnivore belly soup. I don't think my grandmother would mind, whoever actually created this dish. I don't know, I don't think she did. But this is old. I mean, I'm in my 60s, and I'm telling you, she said she brought it back from wherever she came from, Italy, Sicily. But anyway, that was a long time ago. And that was my great-grandmother, too, by the way, not just grandma. We just called her grandma. We didn't say great-grandma. And I'm going to finish this up here. Make sure I get all my little num-nums. This is, my wife calls this is liquid gold. The eggs. The way they are, they're so expensive. And it's crazy because even at Walmart, I was trying to order eggs from them because they were a little cheaper than some. Not by much either, by the way. And couldn't get any eggs. Alright, so enough of that BS there. Okay, so here we have, right now we have in the pot, we have chicken broth, and we did our egg drop. That looks pretty good right there, okay? So now the meatballs, don't worry if some of them don't look like they're cooked all the way through, because now we're going to let these cook in here for a few more minutes until they're all nice and cooked up. Not only does this look good, not only does it smell good, but wait till you guys taste this. My dear old wife fell in love with this soup. So, this is actually right on target. It's 40 meatballs I made. I used that little scooper that I had next to the meatball plate. So they're all about the same size, give or take. And I told you what I put in them. Sausage, hamburger, ground beef, pork rinds, couple of eggs, and I did add a little salt and pepper. That's it. All right, so that's what I like about this eating the carnivore way here, is because this is so easy and simple. I mean, if you can't beat it, really. So we're just going to stir this around, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Let those meatballs finish cooking. If they ain't done, they're pretty well done, but just in case. Okay, so when you know your meatballs are done, if you'll notice, they're all kind of floating. That's when your meatballs are totally done, so we're ready, Freddy. All right, so Gonna run a knife here because it's been sitting for about a half hour. These eggs, and you'll see what I mean. This gives it's still an egg. It's a different consistency. You see, I'm just running the knife through them in here. And we're just gonna dump these right in there. Waste not, want not. That's liquid gold, remember. You heard it here first. Okay. Now, camera girl asked me why does it look a little orange? Well, that's a combination of the spices that was in the Jimmy Dean spicy sausage. And plus I did toss a couple bouillon cubes in here. So you don't have to do that either. It's just up to you. You can put regular sausage. You can put no sausage. You can just do an egg drop soup. That used to be very popular back in the day when nobody could afford to eat. Just eggs. Because it was cheap. Way cheaper than it is now. I just don't understand the prices of eggs. Anyway, guys, let me give this a couple more seconds and then we'll plate up. Okay, guys, there you see it's plated up, and I'll meet you at the taste test table. Okay, at the taste test table, thank you, camera girl. She already scarfed up her bowl, by the way. Well, I mean, not that she ate it, that she bowled it up. She says, I'm gonna let it cool. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna make it that cool. Anyway, let's give us a taste of the Carnivore belly soup. Mmm. 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 I'm telling you guys, if you never made a meatball or mixed pork rinds into meatloaf, meatball, turkey loaf, chicken, it gives these things such a unique flavor, it's just crazy. Okay, so anyway, cheap meal. Great for what ails you on cold weather. Easy to make. It used to be way cheaper to make though, but anyhow, one more taste. Mm. 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 So guys, if you like the recipe, give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't yet. When you do, notification bell will pop up. You hit that, that'll notify you each and every time we come up with another video. There's an arrow down button right below the video box on the right hand side. You hit that, a drop down box will come down. That'll give you a link to Cooking with Mr. Dan Facebook page, which basically just has everything I've been cooking, and a link to my daughter's artwork site page. And then also followed by that would be a list of ingredients that we used for this delicious, delicious soup. So, stay hungry, my friends, and when you are, come back and we will give you another delicious bowl of soup just like this. This is Mr. Dan saying thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay out of COVID's way, and we'll see you on the next video. We're out for now. Go Carnivore.